Hello, everybody. It is MattyIce once again, the GOAT, the #1 player of Mario Superstar Baseball, at least online. And unfortunately, the other GOAT, Bella the dog, is not with me, but she's here in spirit in the bottom right in her Rays jersey. I'm here to bring you another fantastic Mario Superstar Baseball video. This video is going to be on the Forbidden Tech discovered by fellow player Vickless Falcon. The link to his video will be at the top of the description because I think it's important for you all to check it out if you have not already, because he's the one that discovered it, and I think he explains it best how it works and gives examples. So don't want to kind of overshadow his work. So I'm gonna let you all watch that, and when you watch that video, you can come back to this one, to where I will explain what I think about the Forbidden Tech. Because a couple users, Wonderberry HD, Mr. Joe's Baseball Show, two Dinger City members, two great players by the way, they decide to update their tier list pretty spontaneously because of this new Forbidden Tech. I'm not quite there yet to do that yet. I'd rather this video be more of a discussion / predictions of how I think the Forbidden Tech will play out once more data is occurred and we see games of the swing getting used. That's why, with all the hype behind it, I'm telling everyone to hold your horses on the Forbidden Tech. Hope you all enjoy the hold your horse pictures on the title screen, as well as the background of my webcam. I decided to add Mario Sunshine plush. Very nice plush, very expensive, all the way back from 2002. As well as Mario Superstar Baseball, of course, the physical game case. As well as a little Kirby and a little Mario Ball from Mario Pinball Land. Maybe hard to see those because the webcam is a bit small. I had to make my webcam kind of small for this video, but expect those to be there for the future. We're going to get things started talking about the Forbidden Tech and why you should hold your horses. So first off, I'm going to say there's some pros to the Forbidden Tech, you know? Because the Forbidden Tech, it lands for a single if the ball is pitched over the middle of the plate or on the inside. So say you have your pop fly star swinger like righty Shy Guy, and the ball is a nice juicy strike right over the middle of the plate, or they try to jam you inside. If you swing it, and in my experience, whether you push or pull the ball, it will land for a single pretty much every time. So that's great. And what else is great about this new tech, the Forbidden Tech, is that it gives utility for characters that never really got utilized before. Most importantly, Shy Guy, in my opinion, Red and Black Shy Guy, as well as Red and Purple Toad and Red Koopa. All those characters really never saw the field, but say you're so inclined to pick Red Koopa, you kind of have some use for him now if you want to go that route. And as well, it enhances some of the characters that were already in the meta, like Green Noki and Green Drybones. They got picked for their 1-star swings, but now their red variants, Red Noki and Red Drybones, they have access to this Pop Fly Star Swing, so it can work just the same as it does with any other Pop Fly Star Swinger. You just have to adjust to their bat size accordingly. It can be a little harder for those characters since they're, especially with Drybones, his bat reach isn't the best, but it is an option for them now. And the biggest pro, well, not the biggest, but one of the biggest pros in my opinion, is that you will never double play with this star swing. As long as you're competent at the game and you send your runners back on a pop fly if it looks like the fielder's going to catch it. So that's great, because the biggest detriment to the normal 1-star swings of the line drive variant is that I can double play a lot. Those are the pros, and those are a lot of pretty good pros in my opinion. Honestly, a lot more than I thought of when I was first thinking about this Forbidden Tech. Next up, we got the cons. Now, the cons of this Forbidden Tech, and in my opinion, arguably the biggest con for me personally with how I play the game, is that you have to be a right-handed hitter. That is correct. So for all you lefty PM enthusiasts, you cannot have him lefty. He has to be righty for some reason. Again, Vickless Falcon's video shows us why. But it only works for right-handed hitters. So for your traditional lefties like Red Drybones, Red Noki, Red Shy Guy, Red Pianta, Pink Menace, you have to make them righty. Which, as I've stated before in other videos, if you make them righty, they get to first base slower. And personally, if you try to go for an infield hit while you're righty, especially with a character like Noki, whose slap hit isn't the best at getting out of the infield, you make him righty, not only does it take longer to get to first base, but because second base is closer to first base, if Noki tries to hit the ball and it only goes on the ground, and a second baseman just ranges to the right. They get so close to first base and they get thrown out that way. Whereas if you're lefty, you can push the ball to the left side, and even if it's an infield grounder, because of how far the throw is across the diamond, a lot of times the speed characters can beat it out. So that, to me, is arguably the biggest con of the Forbidden Tech. But also another con is that the Star Swing does not work 100% of the time on the outside pitches. So the counterplay to this Forbidden Tech is if you're a pitcher, just throw the ball outside every time. Because if they do, the result will either be most likely what will happen is it'll be a pop fly that the right fielder will easily catch, or if you're very lucky, the ball will land perfectly on the right field line and could land for an extra base hit. More often than not, in my experience, it's just a pop fly to the outfield. Even if you try to pull the ball and send it to left field, it still makes too good of contact and the left fielder will catch it, and it's same for me, center fielder. So, even though you have such a great guaranteed single, it's kind of similar to how glitch bunts were countered back in the day before manual fielder select was a thing. Because with glitch bunts, if you pitched it inside to a hitter, the glitch bunt would happen. So in order to prevent the glitch bunt, a lot of the time was to pitch the ball outside, which is very similar to this Forbidden Tech counterplay, in my opinion. They would just pitch the ball outside, and the bunt would always pretty much go down the line, and third baseman would most likely field the ball. So just pitch it outside to these right-handed pop fly star swingers, and more often than not, they will hit the ball to right field, and it'll be caught because it's not on the inside part of the play. They get too good of contact on it. And lastly, as I mentioned a bit earlier, it diminishes PM's home run ability substantially. Because in Mario Stadium, the left field wall is farther away from home plate, right field wall, it makes it just even harder for PM to hit a home run. So, because most people use PM lefty, because he can actually hit home runs even without the Noki chemistry, in my experience, the distance of the wall affects PM so much because PM just barely gets it out majority of the time when he hits the ball for a home run, unless you get perfect contact. So if you make him righty, yes, you do get the option of the 1-star guaranteed single, and in fact, his bat length that's so long and has such good size, it's very good at getting kind of the middle or jammed contact where it can always land for a single. But if you make him righty, you lose his pretty much ability to hit home run unless you get perfect contact. So it's kind of a trade-off in that scenario. Is if, okay, do I just want to make PM a designated 1-star swinger like every other 1-star swinger in the game and take away his home run ability, or are you drafting him saying, hey, I value the home run more because home runs, they're a great way to score runs in this game, whereas the 1-star swing, probably only a single, maybe drives in 1 or 2 runs. It's kind of a trade-off like that. And I think, in my opinion, PM should probably stay lefty because the home run is more valuable. The access to a 1-star pop fly swing, in which you're taking 1-star away from other characters that need the 1-star even more. So lastly, on the last slide, we're gonna give a bit of comparison of the line drive star swing versus the pop fly star swing. So because I talked about the pop flies first, I'll start with the line drives just to give a better comparison on how you should stack up these star swings together. The positives of the line drive star swing is that it doesn't matter where the opponent pitches the ball, you can still land for a hit. So say the opponent tries pitching outside against the line drive star swinger, you can still find that hole between first and second, or third and shortstop, whichever direction your handedness batter is. That's great. You can basically go into that at bat saying, okay, I can hold down the R button, know I'm going to do a star swing here, and I don't have to worry about what side of the plate the ball is going to get pitched to. It will be caught, or it won't be caught, but it can land for a hit, which I think is very important for a star swinger because, in my opinion, even though it's still possible to kind of adjust mid pitch and go for a star hit or not, it's a skill I don't think it's quite developed yet in the meta, which easily still can, so it may not matter too much in the future in terms of a detriment to the pop fly star swing. But for right now, I think it's a big deal knowing that you can line up a star swing with the line drive star swing, and it won't matter what side of the plate they pitch it to. Next positive the line drive start swing is you don't have to be a lefty or you don't have to be a right-handed batter. You can choose to be either lefty or righty, which I think is huge, especially for a character like Noki, who relies on infield singles a lot of the time. You have to use red Noki, make a righty, you basically take away a good portion of her ability to get on base. So for me personally, I prefer left-handed hitters. So I think that's another reason why you could still like the line drive star swings more over the pop fly star swings. And last positive is that they're more likely to land for doubles. Unless the pop fly star swing like really splits like a right center gap or left center gap, or the rare instance where it lands right on the line, and if you don't have a good enough right fielder to get the ball in time, then those pop flies will only be a single. But for the line drive star swings, because of that curved trajectory it gets, if it's able to hook around the corner baseman, it could land for a double. So even though, as I mentioned in my video before on why I think the 1-star line drive swings are trending down, I did still acknowledge that a double can still happen, even if it's on the rare occurrences. And lastly, the biggest negative for the line drive star swings, and the reason why I am so down on them and don't like them, that there's huge double play potential. You can hit the ball right on the money, think you're going to get a great hit, but a great middle infielder can make a great play and just kill your inning and cause a double play. So that's what I think holds the line drive star swing back the most. So going back to the positives of the pop fly star swing, as I mentioned before, almost always lands for a single, and it gives Shy Guy a solid place in the meta. For me personally, I made in my tier list prediction, or at the end of my tier list where I made predictions of some possible character changes before the Forbidden Tech was discovered, I was personally already up on Shy Guy because of his slap hit. And I think now that he has this access to the pop fly star swing, can justify my reasoning for moving Shy Guy high up if the results show what I think will happen. And that's because even though the counter for the pop fly star swing is to pitch outside, Shy Guy's slap hit's so good and his bat length is good enough to where he can hit those outside pitches and kind of poke through that first and second base hole. So I think Shy Guy overall gets a huge buff from this pop fly star swing, and I think he will solidly land a place in the meta, whether as a first base chemistry throw for Birdo or just stick him in center field, very similar to how Codsworth is played. But now the negatives of the pop fly again is that you can't hit on all sides of the plate, as I mentioned before, and because you still have to be a right-handed batter, this also lowers PM value, as I mentioned before. So now I reiterated the positives and negatives for the pop fly so that you can see them on the screen and kind of compare them as to which star swing you value more. For me personally, it's hard to say because I'm down on the 1-star swings in general. I don't think I'll ever really see myself picking red Noki over green Noki or even picking Noki at all. For me personally, with how I play, I think this only affects with me picking Shy Guy. I'll just make Shiny a righty every time, and I'll have access to the pop fly star swing, or if not, I'll go for the slap hit. But for more of the players that aren't like me, because I like using Captain Star Swings, I like using 2 stars on Mario Fireball, Birdo Egg, DK Banana, Wario Garlic with 2 outs. But for more of the normal player, where a lot of the times they draft the line drive star swingers like Green Paratroopa, Green Noki, Green Bones, I think it's important for you two to see, or for you all to see the comparisons of these 2 star swings. If I had to choose which one I like better, the line drive star swing is a more of a high risk, high reward kind of star swing, because the reward for those doubles in the corners is huge for scoring multiple runs. Whereas if you take the near guaranteed single that the pop fly star swing can provide if the ball is pitched properly towards you, you only get a single out of it, and maybe 1 run, sometimes 2 runs can score. And I think what hurts the pop fly star swing really is it only works on certain pitches. You can't hit on all sides of the plate like the line drive star swing, which I think I'm so glad that Forbidden Tech is in the meta now, because it creates such an interesting dynamic of trade-offs as to which one is just better for you in certain situations. The pop fly star swing is like such a solid safety net, but at the same time, it's like they got to give you the right pitch. It's so interesting, and And if you're a good enough player, you can say, okay, I know they're probably not going to pitch me an inside pitch. I'll just save my 1-star for maybe a different opportunity with like maybe a line drive star swinger coming up next, or maybe a captain 2-star, something like that. And I'll just go for the slap hit, since it kind of gives an advantage to the pop fly star swingers, because if you're playing at someone who's not going to give you the guaranteed single with the pop fly star swing, you can kind of, it's a lot easier for you to line up your hit knowing that's going to be an outside pitch, and you can easily time the slap hit to where you can probably just poke through that first and second base hole every time. Whereas the line drive star swing, yes, you do have access to all sides of the plate. They can throw you an outside pitch and you'll go for the 1-star, and you can still get it through the hole. It doesn't matter. The star swing isn't limited by what pitch the opponent throws at you. It's just, it can be a double play, you know? So it's just such an interesting comparison and contrast of these two star swings. I'm glad the Forbidden Tech's in the meta, but if I had to say which one gives better value for me as a, well, not necessarily for me, but just generally speaking, I think I still favor the line drive star swings more, because you're not limited to the pitch that gets thrown at you, and you don't have to force your batter to be right-handed. Now you can still make him right-handed if you want to, but you can still have him be left-handed, which I think is very important for running out infield hits, because I think infield hits are super important, because a lot of the times balls will either get caught by the middle infield on a line drive or get caught in left field, or in the outfield on a pop fly, whereas if the ball's on the ground, they can't catch it for an out. They have to field it properly and throw you out in time, and I think a good portion of hits come from those kind of infield ground ball hits towards the left side of the infield. And you also, I guess this doesn't affect the line drive star swingers, but it also, well, never mind. Just, I was gonna say like how it can negatively affect PMS home run, but that doesn't relate. So yeah, I think I still side with the 1-star line drive overall, but for my gameplay personally, since I don't use the line drive star swingers as much, this only affects me saying, okay, it sucks. I'm gonna have to make Shy Guy a righty every time now, but because I already like a slap hit, hopefully it won't affect me too much in terms of getting singles, because I can still poke the ball through the first and second base hole. Or if the opponent tries to catch me slipping, they'll throw a middle or inside pitch, and I can get good enough to where I can react with holding down R or letting go whichever pitch is getting thrown, and making sure I either do the star swing if it's going to be middle or inside, or I let go of the R button in time if I know it's going to be an outside pitch, and get the recognition to kind of push the ball through the right side of the infield. So that's pretty much it. Let me know what you guys think of this new Forbidden Tech and what y'all think of the discussion. As I said before, I think it's a great addition to the meta. Always love seeing the meta get developed. I don't think it's going to affect too much overall. If I have to give a conclusion as to, holding your horses on the Forbidden Tech, I think this really only affects Shy Guy. Like, I don't see people picking Red Noki over Green Noki, in my opinion. I think Green Noki just gives you better value still. I don't see people picking righty PM over lefty PM, because I think lefty PM still gives you more value. I don't see people picking red Dry Bones over green Dry Bones. I still think because Dry Bones' bat is so short, especially for him, that he can't really slap hit the outside pitch because his bat's so short. So I feel like the pitcher can just do a really good job of milking against a red Dry Bones, or a righty red Dry Bones. So yeah, I hope you all enjoyed. I'm not sure what kind of video I have planned next. This is the big one I wanted to get out in terms of discussing the new Forbidden Tech. So let me know what you all think. Thank you all for watching, and until next time, I'll see you all for another Mario Superstar Baseball video.